Hey guys, what is up? Brent Abel here at webtennis.com. We are live. And Gosh darn it, I apologize for such a short notice today, but just had a real hankering that I want to talk about this thing that happens sometimes. I think we misunderstand it in terms of choking or coughing up a lead at the end of a set or the end of a match. And So we're going to get into it today. Not a very long live version today, but still, I want to see if I can't be a little bit helpful to you guys on this when you get in that situation, how to think a little bit differently about it. And so, first of all, before we get there, what I would really appreciate, because I'm really trying to kind of expand my reach out there to tennis players, see if I can get more folks on to not only YouTube, but just try to help more players on a day-to-day basis. So if you wouldn't mind, if especially if you're on YouTube, hitting that share button, the like button, and make a comment. Just if you got a question, that would be cool. And certainly subscribe to the channel so that you get notified right away anytime that I go live or update some new videos. That would be cool. And as always, I've still got this free video for you on the between points system or between points routine that I think is just critical for all of us. And it's really kind of part of closing out sets. I think closing out sets and matches is how we think, what we say to ourselves. Got to be proactive with your self-talk between points. You just can't think, well, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to kind of go Mr. Stoic. That never worked for me. And So I got a free video for you. It's private, and it'll take you through the 4 parts of that between point routine that has really helped me. It's over at webtennis.com. There's a link down below. And when we're done, you can go ahead and check that out. So look, let's talk about the reality here. And the big question is it possible to stop choking? And I don't think so. I don't think there's any way that we can. And, when I say choking, it's kind of a harsh term. But in the reality is, the reality is no matter how calm you are or how much you've been practicing or whatever, or how much great positive self-talk, there are going to be times when the other guy or the other team just plays well at that moment. You're serving at 5-4 for the match in the third set. And the next thing you know is those guys or that opponent just all of a sudden plays great. What are you going to do? There's not a whole lot you can do. So it's not totally in your control. And so I want to make sure that you're making that distinction, that every time you are serving at 5-4 for the set or serving at 5-4 for the match, and you don't win that game, it's not because you choked. It's not necessarily because you coughed up a lead, right? It might be that they played great. So that's one thing to accept as a reality, that there's no guarantee. There's no way to totally control that 5-4 lead when you're serving for it. There's just not. So, but there are times, obviously, when we get nervous, we get tight, we kind of go into the hope strategy. I'm serving a 5-4, man. I really hope the guy misses the return or whatever, right? And so we don't want to have any kind of the hope strategy. We certainly don't want to have any negative thinking, which is, man, I really hope I don't screw this up like I did last time or like I've done before, or I hope I don't screw this up in doubles. I hope I don't, disappoint my partner. There's so many different ways that we can come up with self-talk that just doesn't help. And so I think the point I want to make today is that 2 things. Number 1, no, you can't stop choking. You can't stop coughing up a lead. You can't stop them from playing great forever. There's no guaranteed formula. I get asked all the time, what's the formula? And I'm going, well, there is no lockdown guaranteed formula. So the best you can do is how you control your thinking. And if you think about it, if it's 5-4, you had a side change there, right? And so you had 90 seconds on that side change to either go through a whole bunch of really lousy self-talk, which is thinking, God dang it, I hope I really don't screw this up. I hope I really don't do this. I hope they, all this stuff, right? And so you've got to be proactive with what you say to yourself on that side change. And for me, a lot of it is just I'm looking forward to this first point. I never think about the result because I don't want to be disappointed because I can't control the end result. All that I can really control is what am I thinking about how I want to start this 5-4 game. And for me, I've talked about this before. All I'm thinking about is, okay, well, where am I going to serve? Where's my first serve going? What's the target above the top of the net that I'm going to play this serve over the top of the net and start off the point and take it from there? And am I going to try something that has not been done the entire set? Probably not. I just don't want to be thinking, well, let's try this hoping that it surprises them. I rarely ever do that. I might throw in a second serve first, sometimes as the surprise, but typically I'm just kind of going, I'm going to go with what's been working. And all I'm thinking about is what's the spot above the top of the net I want that serve to pass over. It could be 12 inches, maybe it's 8 inches, maybe it's a little more trajectory, right? A little bit more of a rainbow. Doesn't matter, but whatever it is, that's all I'm thinking about. And so, yeah, I mean, I want to get you out of your mind that now all of a sudden the 5-4 serving forward at the set of the match is like a different deal, right? There's a chance that you could lose this game. Who's really got the pressure when you're serving at 5-4? They do. Well, I mean, what happens if they don't win this game? The match is over, the set's over, right? Worst case is they win the game, and for you, it's okay. Well, we're at 5-all, and that's fine. I'd rather be there than on the returning side and going, oh man, I got one shot here, and that's it. So I'm going to make this message short and sweet today, and that is no. The answer to that question, you can't totally stop choking. There are going to be times when it just doesn't work out. That's okay. That's normal. Have we ever seen the pros not be able to serve it out at 5-4? Of course we have, right? Well, it works all the way down in all these different skill levels. Yet I got to believe that the pros have a lot more positive self-talk going on at that moment than probably the rest of us do. And so does it take practice? It does take practice, right? Get yourself some drills with a practice partner where there are some constraints. A great constraint drill might be that, let's say that you're playing some games. Maybe you're not playing a set. I mean, this drill you wouldn't be, but you're going to serve one entire game. And as soon as you get to 30, meaning it's 30 love or it's 30-15 or it's 30 all, as soon as you hit 30, maybe the guy was up 15-40 and now you win a points 30-40. But whatever it is, as soon as you hit 30, you have to only play second serves, right? So what is this constraint doing for you mentally? It's just kind of making it a little bit tougher that you're thinking, I don't have to pump in a big first serve, right, to be able to win the point. You don't have to. You've got to be able to pick out what's your target, start the point there, assume they're going to return it. That's okay. And you'll just take it from there. But if you're going out there thinking, I don't want them to touch the ball, either you're gonna, man, I gotta hit an ace here. I gotta hit a ball that's unreturnable. I'm gonna serve that's unreturnable. I hit a serve, it came back. Now what am I gonna do? Well, I gotta play a ball that they don't touch. That's just a recipe for making unforced errors. And that feeling of anxiety and tension and the choke response, that's when it gets really, really possible. So look, questions, what's going on? Any thoughts come up in terms of this whole choke thing, this whole getting tight, this whole getting tense when you're serving for it? I think that you can mindset train your way out of that, and most players don't. Most players just, they know it's there, they know it's a possibility, they don't really work on it, and so I think you need to actually do some visualization off the court where you see a situation in your mind that now it's 5-4 and you're serving and your first thought is, what am I going to do? All right, I'm going to serve to the body. I'm going to the body. I'm going to try to tie up some stroke technique over there by serving to their body. And you visualize that serve going over that part of the net, that specific part of the net that actually would equate to going to their body. And you visualize it. And what do you see? You might see that they get tied up and never comes back. You do another one where you see that, I tied them up, but they chunked it back. Let cord winner for them. Lucky. What do? You don't go crazy. You just go, well, that's part of the deal. That's just kind of reality. They got to get some lucky let cord winners from time to time. Of course. So put less pressure on yourself to feel like I have to win this or else. Put less pressure on yourself thinking, I hope they give it to me. And just go out there and think, how are you going to start each point? And I think what you'll find over time is that you'll feel less nerves, you'll feel less tension, you'll feel, and you'll actually end up closing it out more often. And those few times that you don't, you won't have those thoughts of, God darn it, that was it. That was my one and only chance, as opposed to, okay, well, it's 5-all. Here we go. What do you do at 5-all after you just serve for it at 5-4? You don't get it. What I do now is I just think about, okay, where do we want to play this first return of serve? It's not totally in your control like the serve is in terms of starting it out. But by the time you get to 5-4, it's the first set. Now it's 5-all. You've played 10 games. They've served 5 of them. So you ought to have some data in terms of what are their tendencies with the serve. You could tell yourself, okay, well, they've been serving the deuce court over here, so look for it, right? If I get that, then here's what my intention's going to be to start the point. And usually for me, what I'm thinking is I just want to play a quality return to serve right back up the middle at them, And again, just like when you're serving at them, I'm looking to take not a thunderbolt return, but something that goes right at them, forces them to have to get out of the way, use their footwork, get spacing. And if they don't, you end up tying up stroke mechanics. But I'm assuming it's coming back. That's okay. And we'll just take it from there. So I hope this is helpful. Guys, any questions, let me know down below. I'm going to go ahead and type in, and I hope this goes to be a live link for you. But look, my 4 parts between points routine has really helped me. And it's one of those things, and I don't know if that link it's over at YouTube, I think. Maybe it's at Facebook as well. Anyway, but I just know for me and from a lot of the players that I hear who have bought my my mindset training course, the five mini habits, what they're telling me is that the 4 parts between points routine is really valuable. And it does take practice. Again, not an instant gratification thing, not a quick fix, not something it's like a light switch you flip on and you use the 4 parts between points routine whenever you think you need it. No, you practice this thing so it feels authentic, so it feels real, and so that when you go out and you play a match, you've practiced it enough to where it just feels comfortable. And look, it's the 80-20 reality, right? 80% of the match is spent between points or on side changes. Only 20% of the match on average is actually during the point. So if you manage that 80% super well, you're going to set yourself up, even if you don't hold serve at 5-4 in the set, you're going to set yourself up to play the next point as well as you possibly can. So going over to webtennis.com, it's about a 30-minute video. It's private, but it is free. All you got to do is just drop in a first name and email and address over there, and you will get access to that video. All right, guys. I hope this is helpful. Let me know down below with any comments. And yeah, I'm just trying to get to more players out there. It would help me out if you'd also share this, like it, throw a little comment on there. Anything really resonate with you today, and then subscribe. Subscribe to the channel over here at YouTube, so that you get notified as soon as I post any new stuff or I come up with a live and get that scheduled. All right, guys. Hope this has helped. As always, we got to get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time.